So at the timing of this video, it is actually my 10-year anniversary since I have graduated from OT school. And so just this year alone, I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately, just reflecting on life personally and career-wise. It is just crazy to think about just how much of an impact this career has had on my life. And so in this video, I just wanted to share with you kind of like my OT journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, and just kind of where I am currently with this career. And so many of you may not quite know my OT journey and how I even got into this field. And so, like a lot of people, I had no idea what OT was, right? I had no idea what it was until I actually kind of started. And so, after high school, I actually moved to California for about a year or so. And I took like some prereqs, just some classes at a community college out there. And then a year later, after that, I returned home. And I took another year off before going to college just because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I ended up working for this company, kind of just like updating their website. And had I known what I know now about how big of a career opportunity that is, I may have stayed in that whole tech website field. But obviously, God had a different plan for me. So anyways, I decided, with the help of some loved ones, to kind of just go into the healthcare field. Now, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I was just told that, if you work in healthcare, then you'll never be out of a job because you'll always have some security. And so that's what I decided to do. I didn't know exactly what though. I decided to get my bachelor's degree in biology because I figured with a biology degree, I can go multiple ways in healthcare. And so at one point in time, I wanted to be a pediatrician. Then I wanted to do a physician assistant. Then I wanted to be a pharmacist. Then I thought about speech therapist. I was just kind of all over the place. Still didn't know exactly what to do. And so it honestly was not until my very last year as an undergrad. It was my senior year, and it was in my psychology class when my professor at the time was telling us that she had a really good friend of hers who was an occupational therapist, and her friend worked with this company to help design like utensils for children with special needs. And so she said, oh, well, if you are majoring in biology and you like working with children, maybe you should look into occupational therapy. Now, she was making that as a broad statement to the whole class, but I took that personally. And so after that class, I started researching and I was like, what is an occupational therapist? I have never heard of it before. And so I started to do my research, and then it looked kind of interesting, just reading about it, but I wanted to see it for myself. So I started to reach out to occupational therapists at a variety of settings near me. So I looked into the hospital. There was this hand therapy clinic near my house. I also looked into Easter seals. And so I was able to set up appointments with these OTs to come and shadow them. And from there, I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to give this career a shot because it allows me to use my science background with the biology degree, but it also allows me to be creative and use the creative side of me as well. And I also really loved working with children. I had worked with children in multiple ways before even going into OT school. So I always kind of knew in my heart that I would work with children in some capacity later on in life. And so that's what I did. I applied for OT school, got into OT school, graduated, and long story short, here we are today. And so once I graduated from OT school, I started out by working for a hospital. It was like an outpatient pediatric clinic. And I did that for the first 5 years of my career. And then about 5.5 years into my career, I came across the field or the setting of early intervention. And I started out by just doing that, on the side. I still had my full-time job as an occupational therapist at the hospital, but I kind of wanted to, experiment with something new. And so it got to the point where things at the hospital were going a little left, and I'll get into that later. But I decided to take a leap and just try working for myself with early intervention. And so I've been doing that ever since and have not looked back. And so that was kind of like my journey in a nutshell. And so currently today, I primarily work in early intervention, seeing children 3 and under in their homes or in the daycare or whatever their natural setting may be. I also am a supervisor where I supervise certified OT assistants, and I also am a OT evaluator for my state. And so I want to start by just talking about the good that I have been able to experience with this career. I really love the fact that this career allows me to be so flexible. It allows me to try new things. It doesn't make me feel like I have to only do one thing forever. And so I like the fact that I was able to go from a hospital setting to working in homes and working in daycares and out in the community. And one of my favorite things about this career is definitely just the impact that I've been able to have on the lives of many, many, many children and families over the years. And I love the positive feedback that I get from children and from families. I love the idea of being a child's very first teacher in life. I love the idea of just even allowing children to be my teacher. Like, children have taught me so much. They've given me so much patience and so much gratitude, and they've taught me just how to have fun and how to love and how to enjoy life and just live in the moment. And so I've learned so many fun and neat things from working with these little kids. It's crazy. And also, I just really love it when, actually this happened right before this video, but I got a text message from an old client of mine, and they sent me like this video of this accomplishment that their daughter had made. And it was something that we had been working on for a while when I was their therapist. And the mom reached out to me just to say thank you so much. And she just wanted to share this video and the progress that her daughter was making. And she was just so excited that I was one of those people that was a part of her daughter's journey. And so it's messages like that that really, really, really warm my heart and make me grateful to be a part of this career. And so overall, I would say definitely the good outweighs any bad that I have experienced with this career. Now, as far as the bad, just in a nutshell, it can definitely lead to burnout if you're not careful, because you end up finding yourself kind of in this cycle of doing the same thing and seeing the same clients, and you kind of get into this rut. And sometimes if you don't have a vision for where you want to go with this career, you can definitely get burnt out easily and sometimes even just feel trapped. So it's best that if you are thinking about occupational therapy, or if you are in occupational therapy, definitely have an idea, have a plan for what you want to do with this career, because if not, it can definitely just turn into something that just feels like a job after you've done it for so long. And I've been in it for 10 years, and I've definitely been through that and sometimes still go through that feeling. And so I just have to remind myself of what my long-term goal is with this career. And when it comes to the ugly of OT, honestly, I haven't had much experience with the ugly side of OT, but from what I hear, there can be some things that are ugly depending on what setting you work in, who your managers are, who your role models are, just like just policies and politics that come with the field, especially if you work in like a skilled nursing home or things that have a little bit more weight on like productivity. And that is where sometimes it can get a little ugly if you're in a setting where productivity is kind of like really ranked high. So just be careful about the setting that you're going to work in. And for me, I did have what I call an ugly experience. And that is one point in time when I just felt invisible. I was working for this company and I was their only OT. And I just felt very small, very invisible, not appreciated, not anything. I felt like a number. Even though I was the only OT, I just felt like I was there. And so that's something I never wanted to feel ever again while working in this field. Like literally when I was working there and I put my notice in that I was leaving, it's sad to say, but I saw like an email from my manager asking, was I even still there? Like my manager didn't even know if I was still even working at this specific facility. And I'm like, I never want to be put in a position where I feel invisible or like another number to where the manager doesn't even know if I'm still there or not. To me, that was an ugly feeling that I experienced while working in the field of OT. But like I said before, overall, this career thus far has been very, very good to me. It has allowed me to meet so many people. It has allowed me so many cool opportunities that I never would have had it not been for OT. And I just want to leave you with this message that no matter what you do, no matter what setting you decide to work in, it's going to come with ups and downs. It's going to come with pros and cons. You just have to have a long-term goal and keep your focus on the outcome that you want to achieve, and make sure you just stay the course no matter what, even when things get hard, because things will get hard when you're working in OT. It may get hard just with your patients, with your clients, with managing life. Just something may happen that may be difficult for you. So my advice to you is just don't give up, and to just have a long-term goal for yourself if you are interested in occupational therapy. And so thank you guys for listening to this reflection about OT. It's something that I'm definitely going to continue to pursue, but probably in some novel and some new ways. And I can't wait to share those ways with you in future videos. So please follow me on Instagram at AshTheOT and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, bye.